everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey again. I came across this short about Marilyn Monroe, and back in the day when she first came on the scene, I don't even think I was born yet. I think in the 50s or the 40s. I can't remember when she came on the scene, but I think it was in the 50s. And during that time period, women were bigger and it was sexy. I don't know when did it happen that skinny was sexy. I think when Twiggy came on board. I think Twiggy was from London or the United Kingdom or the UK, and she was skinny, like less than 100 pounds. She might have been 80. I remember her, and she had this short pixie, I think it was bleach blonde, and she had these really big eyes that was heavily heavy mascara, heavy lashes, false lashes, and eyeliner, I think. I remember her. I think it was the 60s, and that's when skinny became the thing, I think. And Virginia Slim cigarettes for women. I think that's when skinny became the thing. And then, but before that, a size 10, 12 was thing. Remember Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend with, I think it was Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe. These women were big and sexy compared to now. So I'll put in the description about this video that highlights that Marilyn Monroe had a tummy. She had a little bit of a tummy, like a 3-month pregnant tummy or a 2-month pregnant tummy. And I think I read somewhere her dress size was an 8 or a 10, maybe even a 12. And so it was beautiful to see. I've watched 3 or 4 documentaries on Marilyn Monroe, including there's a woman, a black woman, I think she's from the Caribbean, Haitian maybe, Corinne Allude or something like that, Karine. I can't remember her last name exactly, but she does documentaries, YouTube documentaries, very well researched, very professionally done on women and their femininity and the history of their lives. She does women of all races, and she's done, I think, Marilyn Monroe, she's done Dorothy Dandridge, she's done Diane Carroll. She's just done many, and I urge you to go ahead and check her out. But, and I'll even link her in the description too. I'll link her in the description. And so when I went to the Chicago stepping socials, there were women of all different sizes there, and who looked confident. The beautiful thing was that there were plenty of women there who had natural hair, either like in an afro style or a lock style, the traditional locks, or the sister locks, which are really, really thin. The sister locks, there were braids there, some with extensions, some without extensions. I saw like cornrows with twists on the end, their own hair, and everything else in between. Natural hair with kinky, I don't know if that's the proper politically correct term, but natural hair pieces or extensions and buns attached to the back. There was just everything. Different body types, different ages, but most of the women were in their late 40s and above. There were occasionally where people looked like they might be close to 70, but you never know. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful sight to see. And so I'll link the video in the description about Marilyn Monroe and her being a bigger sized woman. And, you know, her name was not Marilyn Monroe. It was some country name. I don't know where she's from, Wyoming. I didn't do my research deep dive like that because I'm not trying to do all of that on Marilyn Monroe. But it's interesting to see the metamorphosis that she did from a caterpillar to a butterfly to a very troubled young woman involved in marriages and affairs that just diminished her to the point where it's alleged that she was killed. And you know, it's a sad story of a celebrity, but it's many women, ordinary everyday women's lives, getting involved with married men of all different social and economic levels, who drain you, take away your youth, give you promises that they don't absolutely keep, and drain you dry. And it shows on your face and your body. It shows on your face and your body. And so, you know, she's a woman who's out there, but it happens to everyday people. Excuse me. It happens to everyday women all the time, all day long, and all because despite all of the celebrity, all of the money, all of the wealth, all of the attention, she didn't love herself. She never got that love that she needed. And men were always looking for ways, Anna Nicole Smith, always looking for ways how to get at that body and that diamond between our legs. Always figuring out how to get to that any way that they can, besides, you know, doing it illegally. But pill popping, alcohol,